All right. Welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankot. So today we're going to discuss about one very important topic, and it got to do with the APC party. And as we all know, as I dey try for invite um, we viewers and the APC party, the wonderful mighty APC party. All right. What I want to do, let me go help me APC party before I come. Una just hold on, okay? All right. When I want to talk about the APC party, and I want for make we viewers them mostly we some of them are APC understand the dynamics of politics nowadays in Sierra Leone, as we all know, and yes, good afternoon, George Owell. Thanks for watching. So two topics where I want to talk about today when it comes to the APC party. The first topic got to do with the youth league retreat where they're supposed for being not all yesterday na blocke. And unfortunately, policeman go pull the people them na the hall. We'll talk about that. The second topic we I also want to talk about get to do with the same APC party, but this time, as we all know, blocke Konadugu election, which some of we in analysts they look at the data we them presents to we, and we go one for discuss some of the findings then we don't get from their results then they, and waiting at the implication on their results then they. And I know as a political party, let me just do this here. As a political party, we get the responsibility. Every election will take place, Master Alun, whether be it a councillor's election, a mayoral elections, parliamentary election, or even a presidential election. As a party we well modernized, we look at the data where that election they present, and we go able for analyze them in a way where the party go able benefits if we really want for benefits, because this is very, very important. So these are some of the two things that we will get for discuss today. And I hope say by God's power, the viewers, especially the APC supporters them, we go put we ego aside, because sometimes the way I see politics today, we just like things the way we feel say they make we better. And sometimes not to everything way they make somebody better, if they feel better, is they benefit them. You know, we get what we call a long-term, benefit on everything we do, and a short-term benefit as well. So some people actually attach to short-term benefits. Like for example, something happen, boom, 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 boom. It make them feel better, then that's it. They look for the next one. Sometimes people don't understand is every action gets a reaction. It gets both long-term and short-term reactions. Always. That's the reality of life. Now only somebody will not understand how life works, they feel otherwise. And this is why some of you want to make the APC party become a more mature, modern political party, we always they ahead of. Okay, Mr. George, I dey come on that. I just want for give me on monologue quickly. Then I dey come your question. But let me put your question. Make people then say Mr. George says, why did the police went and disrespected youth from their retreat? Yeah, we talk about that by God's power. And this night, that the reason this way this particular welcome cyber, this particular broadcast is all about. Let us start with the retreat. The APC party, I want to make the APC party leadership know say, as I always be they talk, some people they don't want for hear that, but it's okay. But I believe in intelligence. Anything where they go with intelligence, they always succeed. So I believe in that. That make always they talk and they look at things them beyond me nose or beyond the way my eyes they see. And I want to make the APC leadership know say the SLPP party, they work day and night for obstruct anything where the APC they do, where na bad thing for the SLPP. That's the one thing where the APC leadership need for understand first. And now that make, when you know your enemy, you understand your enemy, it is easy for make you able for jump from one side to another, try for make sure say you outsmart your enemy. When you don't know your enemy, now in they make paramilitary terms and say it's easy for make you fall per ambush. Now the question where I get from the APC party leadership, what thing they go on at the APC? What is going on? Seriously, I'm very much concerned. What thing they go on? The way I see things that they happen within the APC party, it seems like no one is in control. We're not able for take things one step after the other with the intelligence where they talk about for say yes, we have an opposition where the SLPP we smart for try for obstructory in any capacity. Now, Judge Owell asked why the police go now push lock or way they then go scatter the gathering, the youth league retreat gathering. That's a very good question. I asked the question too. Yesterday, after the information came in, I start for call na free tongue for make I understand what thing they go on. I call many people who been in a put local, the one who been in a put local and try to understand what is going on. And one thing we I find out, and probably I give a little bit of blame. Yes, it is very, very disrespectful. First of all, let me make them very clear. It is disrespectful for such a big political party. They go do a retreat. The police go scatter them. And Eskroma been deep on this retreat. It's not supposed to happen. But the question here is we have to be sincere if we want to succeed in life. If you are not sincere, then you are misleading yourself. Because at the end of the day, insincerity is a self-destruct element. You understand? Now, the reason what make they ask the leadership what thing they go on within the party, the leadership well aware. First of all, we get a leadership structure now, the APC party. On top of the leadership structure, we get luminaries, legal luminaries, when lawyers them within the party. In fact, some of them lawyers them now they go represent we now the case between Alfred Peter Conte versus the APC and Yazane and EBK. When the judge made the decision for put the APC under injunction, it was the lead, the lawyers them. Now they received this document, and the judge also read this document in court verbally, then get a copy and see everything waiting the injunction talk about, and the judge also read them verbally for the one they don't get the opportunity to get the document. All right, we know waiting at the requirement of the injunction. Now the question where I want to ask is, did the Youth League consult with lawyers them before ever then do this? Because when una dey in a court, anything where the party they do, the lawyers they're supposed to give them your advice so that we no will get this kind of disrespect we will get in a blocke. So the second time, such a big a respectful party like this, the second time. So I call yesterday. I called so many people within blocke, the one that will be in a blocke. Some people they not be even go na blocke. I called them too. Now leaders of the APC party, most of them. If the Youth League did not consult with lawyers them before ever then go na blocke, that was a big mistake. And because of that, it don't bring disrepute na the party. It's very disgraceful. Such a huge, the most popular political party, they go and rep there when it's what they do. Come on, we are mature. We get people that were intelligent. We get people that were not legal luminaries there. They know the law on us alone. They know everything. Why don't we ask those people? So that's now one part of the question. If indeed the Youth League did not consult the party lawyers them and then go do this retreat, they are wholly responsible for what happened na McKinney. The disrespect, when them do disrespect to na McKinney. However, if the Youth League consulted with lawyers them, as I made for understand based on the information we have been get yesterday, if the Youth League consulted with the lawyers and the lawyers that they not advise them for say this is not going to work, then the lawyers they are wholly to blame, because they understand the law, they get the paper, they get the injunction. They're supposed to blame them. Now, this particular topic, this particular question, it gets three parts. Now, I don't talk about the Youth League. Before ever them do this, whether they ask the lawyers them, where they know more about the injunction. If they don't ask them, then the Youth League is to be blamed. If the Youth League asks the lawyers them, and the lawyers they do not advise them the right way, then the lawyers are to be blamed. Now it comes to the leadership, because the Youth League, when they just the grab no more, go from this retreat without consulting with the leadership. What did the leadership say before ever this happened? What did the leadership say? What did APC say? If APC and the leadership, when the Youth League inform them about their own intention, if they no refer them people then they to the lawyers then for make the lawyers that they advise them, then the leadership is also to be blamed for this disrespect we get McKinney yesterday. I hope people, especially with listeners, that then go understand what they try to talk about. You see, how may they do things? Are they try to put all the cards there on the table and try to dissect which side the problem they how we go able to fix them. That's now they make we become better people. You see, look at the problem, you acknowledge if there is a problem, and you find a solution towards the problem. That is how an intelligent person they do. Now, So I don't give una the three sides where each of them sides, and if they feel their own responsibility, they are also responsible. Yes, forget about the court first. You understand? Forget about the police where they go harass people, then go drive the people in the hall. Forget about that first. Let me come first now the internal side and try for see what will happen, what we miss. If we able to find out what we miss and try for work on that, then definitely we go able to find a solution so that this type of things not go repeat. The SLPP not go take advantage of some of them disrespectful stuff here where they happen within the APC party. Now, based on million information we I get that yesterday, I understand say, and Escoma be no say, and Escoma, it be no say, this thing not there for happen. It be know that. Based on the information we I gather, it be know that. It go, and Escoma go. So the question is, if this is the case, why Anescoma, first of all, because he get the power. Anescoma get the power, right? Why Anescoma, first of all, tell by Mahmoud and the other youth league leaders them for say, hey, let me wait for us after we go court, we'll see what's in the outcome of the court, then we'll go do this retreat. Why Anescoma not tell by Mahmoud? Okay, I don't know if Yasanen know about this. For say this, Yasanen a lawyer, right? I'm expecting that Yasanen for know that because Yasanen gets the injunction paper. I don't know, but for sure, Anescoma know because the lawyers didn't tell him. In fact, the lawyers them they advise by Mahmoud and the youth league where they organize this for say this again for cause problem. Unfortunately, by Mahmoud and the other stuff, the other youth league leaders, they don't get that this morning from different angles, or they don't get that the money for make this. So they will determine no matter what's not the circumstances, therefore go ahead. In fact, by Mahmoud contact the IG for make you able to get a permit. The IG refer and say make it talk to the Attorney General, or make it go to court, go talk to the lawyer, to the judge who actually put this injunction. Did by Mahmoud go to the Attorney General or the judge? That I don't know. That I don't know. But with this advice where the IG advised by Mahmoud and in group, I think that would have made things very easy for the youth league, for make them understand whether this is going to happen or not. Because according to the information we are gathering, when the Mahmoud go the police or the IG for make it get a permit, they refuse for getting a permit. So in that case, by Mahmoud self no say, he not get a permit. But in any case, they were going ahead with this. Now I make we get this disrespectful stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know say we all angry. When something happen, everybody gets a level of anger within itself, especially if you like your party. But I want to make we maintain we anger first and try for find solution towards this. This is this my big money. It's over 200 million euros. And besides that, you get people that will left them their own places, which they're supposed to do because of the lateness where they get the party. They get some of them, they get for drive far away for make them kind of want to put local for make them were able to do this. Because when APC party na all man APC party problem na all man problem. APC party something na all man in something. So people went there. With the leadership now say this is going to happen because they informed them. Remember, I bring three scenarios. Did by Mahmoud contact with lawyers them? I established yes, there was a contact with lawyers them. Did by Mahmoud contact the leadership? I established yes, there was contact with the leadership. Now waiting the lawyer and the leadership tell by Mahmoud. And why, first of all, an Eskroma not try for put by Mahmoud down, say, let's don't do it. We just don't do this first. Let me try for find out to pull this thing from this court, because the more this thing in a court, the more it they deprive away. Why didn't this is the reason why I asked the question. Waiting they go on with leadership. Is there any control right now? What is going on? So in as much as we want to blame Alfred Peter Conte, and in fact yesterday doing calls where I been make, they even bring Dr. Sylvia Blyden in to this for say she is part of this particular stuff. I'm not able to contact Sylvia Blyden, so I don't know whether it is true or not. And I just want to make it very clear. But some people told me from Freetown, say these are the people who actually mastermind this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's face the fact. You know, say we get an injunction where clearly states him all political activities within the APC should stop until further notice. The convention where we just don't wait and call this now a court ordered convention where we supposed for good do, that is an exception. So what do you expect the leadership supposed to do, in which I also advise them, say, now that we don't do the convention, this is very great for we. So now a step forward. Now let's try to work things out with Alfred Peter Conte and whoever is responsible for this lawsuit. Let me try resolve this lawsuit. Then we will go ahead and do what we were supposed to do. I told them a couple of weeks ago. I told them. But what happened? They made a listing. We need as a demanding listing. This is the problem we get. If these leaders are listening to people, the voices of reasoning, in fact, my frustration is our leaders and some of we members, then they listen to things where they even benefit the party, people where they cause problem at the party, people, because these are things where now short-term, benefits for them people. Then when somebody is emotionally detached, anything where they make them feel happy at that moment, it's okay. So we embrace some of them people then for say these are the warriors of the APC party. And we let people that were able to think smart enough for say, you know what, 1 + 1 is equals to 2. And let's go with the 2. Then they do them. Then they listen some of them, they call them, don't get me wrong. Politics, you're supposed to forget people that were sadicos. We're supposed to forget people that were able for faith, especially African politics. But the most important thing, these people are just temporary for disrupt any kind of activities where they go on. The main thing where they make you go able to win the election, the people with reasoning, people who are smart people, the way they think firm, we know the activities of the opposition, so that they will able to find strategy for make them deter their activities. These are the people where the leadership supposed for listening to. But unfortunately, this is not the case. Look what thing happened back in Apotlopo. Second time, the same place. Second time. Then they go dribble whistle. Policemen then go with what they say, come on here. And they score man. And they can play, probably they play some of the way them call. Eat up and talk. And the score man, we know say yes, this is not going to happen. But he went anyway, and he go talk. He go tell people that say the way they call it, not they happen. If you don't know that. If you don't know that before even he gonna put local. He knew it. And people that spend the money and come out from Bo, Kenema, all those type of those people put local, Cambia, then converge because APC problem na all man problem. All right. Matthew, let me bring in cyber, one of me what them call. Okay, now let me just address Matthew Hassan. It is true Sylvia tweeted it, don't put the blame on EBK. Okay, Let me address this, Matthew. Thank you very much, first of all, for your contribution. It's very important. Some of them contribution now are one. If we have a dialogue, we will able to find a solution to any problem, no matter what the problem. The reason what to make a blame Anes by Koroma specifically is he know, not all because of the thing happened, but he know he is the leader, the chairman, the leader and chairman of the party. If you know say this not going for happen, and you know now they are blamer and he go. If you know before say this is not going to happen, why he not stop by Mahmoud for say, hey, this is not going to happen, so now we not give people them, now we not make people that then go spend their money, then come all the way I am, then later nothing will happen. Why? This is the blame where I blame and Sukuma personally for say he should have done more for make it prevent this. Because if you don't know for say this is going to happen, why don't you just come out and just stop it? Stop it. You are the leader. At the end of the day, you get weight. You get the power for stopper. So not all because the thing happen, now you make a blame. No, now because advice, especially when you don't get intel beforehand say this is not going to happen. So that's the blame. Okay, Matu Hassan. Now, Mr. Cyber, welcome back. No, we're not hearing you too. You mute. No, we're not hearing. Still, when they see the mouth, what they call about the voice when they come. No. I think you need for take care of the audio. No, still, we're not hearing you. We're not hearing you. Alright, we now watch. If una ready, I will give you just a thumbs up na the comment section. So if una if I know hear me know the area. I dey see the mouth they talk, but the voice not they come in, and he don't unmute him. Okay, try again. All right. Okay. No, go back. No. I think I begin hearing some sound where they play with the what them call. Okay. Oh no. This way they play with the mic, we they hear the sound, but where you left, we not hearing no volume. You see now the comment now where people in the talk say no volume. Yeah, so that's not to me no more.
Okay.
Now we get you.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Clearly. Thank you.
All right. Welcome. Well, what's the question?
So the one I'm calling is waiting actually. How you? What's your opinion on this particular incident again? What happened yesterday in Putlock? Where then go drive? We used to lead them. Where then inside them go do the retreat. The policeman go drive them. What's your own take?
Well, I want to start for tell you thank you for giving me the opportunity to say something on this matter.
So go at the middle a little bit so that
and for make I tell the listeners there, Ado, this not Babure. What you mean they say about this matter? The fact are yet to come out clearly, as Dr. Mankotari try for be hypothetical, say if. So me go one see the thing. Made the information come on more. But suffice it to say, I still get absolute trust by the leadership of the APC. And that the former president, Naina the last man, Naina the last captain, would they betray a ship because there is a turmoil or there is a tough current.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So whatever the case, if we're always there for identifying himself with the people. Well, I don't know. From what you be on the read at the social media, I see Mahmoud display a paper. Except Mahmoud secure clearance for Putloko. I be they try for soft for make I be for show that in the pan this program. Say,
you get if you get send on me WhatsApp and go display them.
Don't try no able get an I will keep trying.
Okay.
Even after the program, I go send them to you when I see them.
Okay.
But I think, say, what's happening at Putloko, these are part of the boxes of the game. Not to tear people and for become sentimental or for vex. We, the APC, who been there in governance, will create a level playing field, a fair play. We'll make the SLPP who been there in opposition. Today they are in governance. So if we say Sierra Leone na democratic principle, na democratic country, for allow people make them get their freedom, not for toy with the liberties of people. So me go want refer you to an incident what just happened in Adugu. That's the playing field now the country, the democratic playing field now the country, in all level. You see, even when we get evidences, say APC win elections, the ruling party find a way for disrupt. They use state apparatus, they use state agency for disrupt. To an extent, then they put a national institution like NEC into disrepute. They just don't care. Make the democratic process now the country just gets a problem. So if APC youth then, they not go on demonstration, destroying lives and property. They say, okay, let's make a retreat. Let's stop and take stock and find out where did we go wrong in a very civilized atmosphere. Me not see the rationale why police for go make them day. So then go prefer for me the APC youth then. But they ready tomorrow for address issue through violence. Because when they want to do it in a civilized way, for go sit down, make them discuss, then find a roadmap where the country go able to benefit from a very peaceful atmosphere. The SLPP will don't become today now in the courts, now in the police, now in the parliament, now in everything, and they disrupt because then they thief ballot to the state, then they thief ballot, then they thief the country their money. So for CISA, then they can't thief the liberties, the right to assemble from the APC youth. Me not come to me as a surprise. I know one more who put a blame game right now. Me they try for assess and find out more facts about what happened na Putloko. More will give time. But by Mahmoud, now university material, it don't begin the leadership up to ministerial level. For go undertake an adventure like that, it not get police clearance. It remains to be seen. And the president, Dr. Anes Kurma, that I know from how me to follow them, a man who always they use the concept of sincerity. They ask people when they talk, are we sincere? I doubt if you go able to know but still like that one day, allow for create a creative situation like that day. One, as you be they say, any activity of the APC will put them in a comparative advantage over the SLPP. The SLPP, they have a tendency to disrupt this. Then they go and kill people per violence, in internal party elections. We they try for assembly in a peaceful way. We get the culture of peace. Then they try for send police for go provoke we. What's it happen at Putloko? Me they take and say now a plus, now a credit for the SLPP. Again, we don't expose who these SLPP are to international partners and to democratic countries they're all over the world. That this is just who they are. Then they try for find a. You know the leadership of the APC, what they do? There is an expression where they say, why flog a dead horse? Believe me, the leadership of the APC, they strongly believe, say, without contributing anything, the leadership of President Madabio is bound to fail from inception. So the APC no one contribute for saying now they learn this for make that man they fail. Now make would they avoid them tactically, not a weakness, oh. Why you forgot church blame? What will not say this man has so he get for end? Believe me, the leadership of the APC, they know exactly the end point of the term of President Madabio. So now I make them no one contribute, say, because we did this. So now I make confusion then at the country. We will never be a party to that. That is no weakness. Believe me, just far-sightedness. They know what in there before. So I go one tap there for now. We not hear you, Makota. Makota, I'm not hear you.
You hear me now? Sorry.
Correct. Yes.
I've been put my mic off because somebody been talk to me. Now the come. So let me just thank you very much, Mr. Cyber by Bohem. Let me just go to the comment section because there are a lot of comments here coming in. Some are in favor, some are against. So that's wonderful. But some of the comments we I want for address. Let me go to. Okay, Ibrahim Kabo say, no, that is not true. He only knew about the PPRC action when he was already in Potloko. And I'm guessing what they try to talk about now, EBK, and it's by Koroma. Okay, let me take Mr. Ibrahim Kabo. Thank you very much, first of all, for bringing this. Let me take what you say for saying not true. And Eskroma only know when he already done in a Potloko for say, yes, indeed, the PPRC take this action. That's even put him in a more disadvantaged position because, like I said earlier, he is the leader, and Eskroma is the leader, and Eskroma, the APC party get lawyers. If you now remember again, I don't know if it just come, but I've been trying to look at three scenarios, three people who actually I didn't look at and try to respond to what each of them people and it's by Kuruma and the leadership of the APC, the Youth League at the other side, and we own lawyers them because these three groups are actually responsible if anything happen at Potloko. They are the people who are supposed to know. And Eskroma is the leader. You understand? His main function, as he has always done, for make sure to protect the integrity, the reputation of the party, and he been able to do them very amicably and very effectively. Now, and Eskroma be no say, will get an injunction. The lawyers when JFK and the other lawyers there, JFK and Eskroma in lawyer, international lawyer. And we get the other lawyers that we represent the party, right? Now, this particular case, then lawyer then get the document with the injunction, the judge give as an injunction. Understand? They know everything written and put on that way and call them. If an Eskroma only knew for say this thing is going to happen, like what you say, Mr. Ibrahim, you don't know anything about that. That is a disconnect between the lawyers and Eskroma. That's how it is. Because the lawyers then supposed to advise and Eskroma say, okay, I think this is going to cause some problem a little bit, so let me try for see how to do. And I strongly, based on my opinion, no say the lawyers that then talk to Anes by Koroma. The lawyers that then talk to Anes by Koroma about this. So if you say Anes Koroma only knew when he was in Potloko yesterday, that makes it even worse because that means there's a disconnect between the lawyers and Anes Koroma. But based on what I understand, Anes Koroma knew before hand for say this is going to cause problem. And besides, like one person or that, this was something that was popularized on social media. Even the letter where then why they put Alfred Conte in lawyers they put about this, that was before yesterday. That was before yesterday. So if you say Anes Koroma know nothing about this, then there is something wrong. And that make I ask the question, what thing they go on within with leadership? Bible, you get anything for say with this before we go to the next comment?
Well, I still maintain my position, say, Anes Koroma, I the last person for deceive me. For say, they preach peace, they talk peace, then they go try for put the lives of the youths Panjanja under harm's way. For say go down everything like this, they allow the youths then for converge. But again, I will continue to maintain that the Aneskroma I know, the Dr. Aneskroma I know, no go ever, never allow say this year get problem with the police, with the law, then he allow people picking them for them gather, he risk them for them go on rampage, may police go kill them. That is not a behavior what I expect from Dr. Anes Kruma. And I believe, say, the former president, no, I will still maintain that stance there.
Okay. All right. Now, let me go to Matu Hassan. He say it is true, Sylvia Twitter. Okay. I think the time for talk says Sylvia tweeted about this blockade. Na Twitter. So don't put the blame on EBK. Okay. Well, I think I don't address this, so I'll just move because now the thing way is similar to within Ibrahim Kabo talk again. Now we go to Mr. Michael Coker. Mr. Michael Coker say na EBK and Payansane una for pull na them position then they. Well, Mr. Michael Coker, everything gets a process. You understand? And I believe say at this particular time, based on waiting at the get, I could be wrong. And Eskroma really want for commander in position at this time. That's what he's pronouncing to all of us. He want for command. I don't know much about Yansane because I not talk to Yansane. I don't know, and Yansane not really come out and say anything. But we know say an Eskroma don't come out publicly so many times he want for command. But how an Eskroma come out? He just come out so normal at this particular time. He want for make we get a convention, and at that convention day, they go hand over peacefully, and we get a smooth transition. That's my understanding. I could be wrong, but this is what an Eskroma is portraying to the public. All right, and now we go to okay, Michael. Okay, now we go to George Howell. Mr. Moderator, it will be wise if you put by Mahmoud on this program to answer some of the questions. Definitely. This is something we I will likely do. Maybe next week, I will try for contact by Mahmoud for make it come at the program. Hopefully, they come at the program for make it can tell what happen. Let yourself can defend because most of them see how they get to. They get some of we they get directly na free term. But the other people that they get na social media. Social media now one of the most deceptive platform na the world. Everybody they can get your story, cook your story, put it out there. A lot of people that then they buy them. So the best person actually by Mahmoud. So I agree with you, Mr. George Howell, for America by Mahmoud come and talk to us. I will try for contact him after the program and hopefully it will come next week. And I just want to announce one thing. In the next let me see 10 minutes or so, they bring Williams from Stay Red Movement because he been there na Puchloko day. In fact, now this morning he left for come back na Freetown. I talked to her yesterday too. One of the other people that I talked to yesterday, and if they come at the program in the next 10 minutes, it just they try for make sure it reach na Freetown. It almost don't reach now, so I will try for contact him for make we'll get something from him. And now we go to Michael Coker. Michael Coker say EBK is bad for APC. Is by Mahmoud still a youth? What a shame. No. It's very, very complicated, my brother. And we will just depend to God say the APC party go able for. The main concern is not this small petty stuff within the APC party. This is going to happen in any case. The SLPP get their small petty murmuring. Then they, So, but me they look at the bigger picture, how we go able to defeat the SLPP. That's my own concern. My own focus that one day. What will they do? They able to distinguish between we and the SLPP. I don't know how old is by Mahmoud. I don't know. So that question, they hopefully where I bring by Mahmoud, he go able to answer that question if he's still na youth. But there's nothing I can say about that. Now, Babuya, you get anything for say before we go to Peter Dowda?
Well, thank you very much. Talking about by Mahmoudi age, as you rightly say, in the African context, we all know a man is as old as he says. If he say anything otherwise, but Usa will not get records, I will not get systems there. Usa then they say, remember that time where your papa be make that farm in that place?
Yeah.
That year they are born you. Or I been born you the time where the queen be as alone. So basically, what you mean know about our country, a man is as old as he or she says in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
So then when they talk about the APC, EKB is bad for the APC. I don't know whose angle it come off from. I don't know why if talk so. Because what you mean know is them people are now very decent and civilized and highly educated people who are now firm believers of democracy. Remember, why we get problem where they live outside their mandates? Well, now court action. Now in place so one go a youth retreat, then stop them. What of the time where the government be the talk about coffee order? APC decide for converge, say for go change leadership. Now Padeba road all for don't fend them. I want to get this point here very clear. That the circumstance been there in such a way that our leadership not been get nothing, the situation drag we on to find ourselves. I want to draw your attention, say, since September the 17th, Prince Harding in chairmanship or in with the executive, the leadership don't expire. Now the SLPP, but nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. So right now, you go one talk say themselves they are as bad as the SLPP and they are not good. But then believe say because of the COVID and other factors, they have a mandate to extend their leadership until such a time they hold a convention. So the leadership not operate under a normal atmosphere. Now something abnormal thing happen. Now make you find yourself in this situation. Not of us say they want clean cock to power. Look, just a retreat of youths. Then the same policeman there and 4 truck there for go pull and day. If we be for converge at a time where people they go declare a state of emergency without even the blessing of parliament. That's not the type of government we get in the country. So many people and they think when they want blame, say they stay out of power, they no one left leadership. I may think where they come from.
Okay.
I go and tap the first.
All right, thank you very much. Now we go to the next one. When Peter Cooker, Peter Cooker, Peter Dowda, sorry Peter Dowda for calling Cooker. Peter Dowda say, was Ernest Bai Koroma supposed to attend this youth retreat? Well, they not block out for making not attend any APC function. What did them block out for? Now 2 different things. You understand? Yes, they give an injunction for no activities, but not to Ernest Koroma no more. And at the party self and say there should be no activities, not to individual anyway. And now I got other messages. Some of the other messages like okay, thank you. Those are I don't want to show them because not necessarily. Let me go to okay. Let me read this. Michael Coker, George Orwell. I agree. By Mahmoud should have been invited. Having said that, I think APC needs new leadership. He promised to resign 3 years ago, but he is dragging his feet. He needs to go. As for the youth retreat, it was illegal. Lawlessness should not be encouraged. Okay. Well, like we say, we pray to God for make the APC is in a very difficult situation at this time. You know, the opposition way we're facing, they're very, very smart, very, very intelligent, very, very manipulative. The SLPP are very, very manipulative. You know, so if we know they use intelligence, when they try for compete against somebody way smart, way manipulative, If you know smart as equal or even more than that person, then you, especially with the the tools where that person they exposed to, you not exposed to that them tools, then you are always under the bottom. Now that make I always they try for talk to the APC party say smartness now in go only overcome the SLPP, the the machination what they make. There is nothing else. They go with violence because then they just go kill with innocent people there for nothing. So violence is out of that. Cause they help. They make few people they feel happy, but not temporary. The problem where they go, it just feel like when you get boiled. You go take Madoni or whatever, you go rub on top of the boil. The boil they wait call until the boss. You get for boss the boil. So now this thing I believe in, and so we get for the smartness. I don't call on the leadership for so many times. Waiting I really want let the leaders do right now. Form an exploratory committee. Make the candidates there then do their own thing. That's now internal problem. But now the leadership of the party form an exploratory team of experts, people the way smart, where they see things, the way sabi analyze data. And in fact, now something we will get for can talk about now Konadugu results, because we they try for analyze the data and try for see waiting we need for do for improve with campaign strategy. So these are some of the things why they call on the leadership. No wait until we get a leader before we begin do some of the things the way the leadership self NAC were able for do at this time. No, we no wait. If we wait, it will be too late. The SL people are doing everything. Then get the money, then get the power, then get the guns, then get everything. On top of that, then they obstruct we in any directions. The only time when we were able to succeed, now when we get smart people, we able for maneuver the SLPP, their tricks. But hey, we talk no more. If they're listening, fine. If they're not listening, that's okay. So now we go to Uda again. Abdullah Jallo say APC executive know very well that there is a court injunction on the executive of the APC, and they tried to go against it and held a youth league retreat. The APC executive is responsible for what happened in Port Locum. Bible, go ahead. Respond to this person again.
Well,
now, doctor, they call it.
okay. As I've been on say, the facts about this issue they still very much scanty. I still see, and I hope like how Dr. Mankota say, hope for bring by Mahmoud Pan the future program. I think now they go able to help we for more to get more of the fact. But what to me they say is not all the time this for say who they blame. Moku wait for Moku get the fact then straight. Then even the leadership of the APC, Payansane, if you get chance, Marco, I can even bring her. More can get her from the person best informed. May can say yes, then be tell we well, we go put people picking their under harm's way. For me, SLPP go kill them. But me strongly believe say the APC executive that I know no go ever put they don't be a lot of things for certain people if not all the type of leadership, the type of quality leadership what the APC gets. Salon now that you before they can talk. The provocation, like me Babure and I hearing me name and name Babure. I be former president and I come out, somebody can be president. He can't kill Pekin, one grain soul. Now me own tongue. Me by Bure, I they put me hands up. I they go kill more than 100 of that man they own tongue. Don't say me honest do amo. I just tell you. I just try for compare how the leadership of the APC don't bear provocation in the interest of peace.
Okay.
So me by Bure, me na fire brand. That is not with the APC. the current leadership. So I admire them for that.
All right. Judge Uwe actually say thank you, Baibule, for your brilliant submission. And Matu Hassan says, Baibule, you are a true son of the soil. May God continue to bless you. APC should do more. And Abdullah Jallo say APC needs to fix their issues in-house and stop blaming others for their failures and address their court cases. And Michael Coker say, true, this government has failed, but APC failed the people as well. Both your parties are not good for Mama Salon. I think this na NGC or other political party. Alisai Samula say, this speaker is the right path. We want here positive moderator trying to hold consultation with all parties and come one voice, one way. And Georgia also say, what is EBK being a leader of his party got to do with anyone? He was elected to serve his party through ballots and must be removed through the same means. Okay? I know some of you guys will be happy to see APC into this array. So this IAMPs will continue to loot our resources. EBK will be the leader of the APC until he either resign, voted out. You cannot delegitimize so, either to make something legitimate. So the question of EBK resignation will not work for Paupa. Okay, thank you very much. All right, let me try for call Williams. Now I think it's time for call. Let me see. All right, guys, just give me 1 minute. Let me call our guest for today. So as at the time for call the guest, let me continue. Okay. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, how you do, bro? You ready?
Yeah, already. I don't text you said already.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. So let me start with, first of all, let me start with this particular retreat where una go do na Putloko yesterday, where policeman then go pull una day. So tell me exactly what happened based on your own understanding.
Come again. Your question again, please.
I say, tell me what happened at Putloko yesterday, where una go for go do the retreat.
Okay, first of all, all Sierra Leoneans cut across the world and all the listening people to TPN and to all well-meaning and wishing Sierra Leoneans to be the 15th of October 2021. I want to start on this way. Sierra Leone is a young country where they practice democracy. And democracy, as we all know, na cohesion and inclusive governance system they operate in them. Of which the APC don't stand on these grounds and don't support this for years upon years now. And we can attest this fact by the legacy set by His Excellency former President Dr. Anes Baikuguma before the emergence of Madabio and the regime. What happened yesterday was an unfortunate incident with democracy in this country. It was an insult to the youth of Sierra Leone. Make I give now a little bit background of what happened. As we all know, we get a case in a court where Peter Fairconte they don't sue the party, of which there are limitations embedded or placed to the party about certain activities. The youth can get yearly, the Youth League of the APC, National Youth League, they get yearly seminars wherein the youth when they come together discuss on the way forward of the party and the youth and several other things. But because of the injunction where the courts where the APC respect so much, we don't place on the party, we decide, to, okay, we can't go against the courts. Let's do something else. Let's just have a retreat. Not just symbolize this with a retreat. It's not going to be like the usual. So the administrators of this particular event decide for reach out to the lawyers, decide for when official and all that, decide for reach out to the police for clearance, upon which the police gave a clearance, when men say we were authorized. And upon which the lawyers consulted and the judge with the gives clearance up. So let the program go on. Upon this, the party take upon it now and say, all right, since we don't get clearance from police and from the authorities, including PPRC, let's move on. And this program, they start for advertising. It was not a hidden thing, nothing. Until we move from here, we go na McKinney. Only from a Fisher call the party executives and say, this program don't stop. What thing they say, why I say an unfortunate incident to Sierra Leone with democracy in this country? Now, because if we all as Sierra Leoneans observe, after the ridicule, where the SFP go ridicule themselves now, Konadugu district, maybe we'll talk about that later. After the ridicule, we don't say, you don't get emissaries then. What I mean, you don't get people then from the international community, including Ellen Johnson Sirleaf from former president of Liberia, who then sent as an envoy for coming His Excellency, former President of Johannesburg, Kuruma, and the stakeholders of the SFP, for me to talk to me about cohesion and the need for me to get inclusive governance, and more get transparency, and for more get what do I say? Atmosphere wherein everybody is allowed to exercise his or her own right, both the parties then. In Norwich, even 10 days after such a dialogue, in Norwich, even 10 days after such a meeting, the stakeholders from the international community, then we see SLPP participate. The same thing where they just can't talk to them about. Because there is no legal foundation for me to stop the retreat. There is no security foundation for me to stop the retreat. There is nothing tangible enough where the all we're supposed to stop the retreat. But you know, as you always put able to say, when somebody go length to assist to you with your boss under a chair, big one. For me, tell you say the assist chair, you know, that we go this moment. I thought that yes. But even the process, I go stand up them now, you know, to show people, and I look for the because moment left in chair. You think that moment is a disgrace, now you step to the disgrace. SLPP just a ridicule itself. SLPP just a demonstrate to the international world that they not fit for rule this country. They not fit for maintain peace in this country. They not fit for maintain democratic principles in this country. And this is a big exposure. Or the cover just remove the cover from itself. And trust me, the injunction or the stop it and stop this retreat directly from police, not directly from the court. It's a sort of authorities within the SLPP. You get me? Authorities, higher authorities within the SLPP. So far, so good. I think to say they got a very good placement when you come to the democracy. All right, let me impact international work to understand the kind of government where Salon people and they undergoing slavery, where democracy they understand. Thank you.
All right, so let me ask you this question. On the injunction paper, within the injunction say, does the injunction say the APC party should until the court case is resolved?
Okay. Now, make I go to another area. First of all, this thing come on a phone call. It not come by virtue of what do you say, a physical state piece of paper, or a letter, or a note. It comes from a phone call. Now, they think come off us. But maybe we just go. We all know this case. We don't follow this case assiduously. We don't follow them by the letter. As to what will happen with this injunction, we ask that Peter Conte be filed against the APC. We understand the restrictions we did. We understand the things that the party executive not for be part of, and all of those things. But there is no part of it. Like I said earlier, the lawyers were consulted. The judge, Fisher, that is presiding over this case, was consulted. And there is no legal tender within the books or the laws or anything we got to do with that case. We talk say the retreat not for hold.
Listen, Williams. I understand the differences between the retreats, which came later, but on the paper we then sent to the social media and some of we read, was there anywhere where they say APC party should stop all activities until this case is resolved? That's the question.
Yes, as a party.
Yeah.
APC as a party, there was an injunction say the party will stop the activity.
Okay. All right. So if this is the case, why we all lawyers then? Because yesterday I call you right, I call other people them dignitaries. Why we all lawyers then having this document, then get this document, then are luminaries then why they not advise the youth league for say, oh, they say all activities, so therefore when I need for caution and make sure say this thing is probably will cause problem. Why the lawyers they not give that if they not give that advice they? But I believe say the lawyers they give advice, right?
Yes, I don't know if it's the network or whatever. Maybe you don't get me right.
Okay.
As a party, there are restrictions. This is an occasion of the youth league where we know say now an organ will be operates inside the party.
Yeah.
It's a regular program. When this was about to occur, when we were about to organize this, I say again and I repeat again, the lawyers of the APC were consulted.
Yep.
The judge, Fisher, was consulted. PPIC was consulted. And they all give a clearance that the program for go ahead. Did you get me?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they asked if you learn no advice. I said that we are consulted, including the judge when they preside over the case. In fact, let me tell you this. The police, 10 days before the police forgive the clearance, the police waited another 10 days from the time of forgive clearance to this program because the police say they want to get up from the judge before they go ahead. Sierra Leone Police, SLA. They say, therefore, we say SLE, and SLP. They say they're supposed to get clearance from the judge first and from the court if they forgive permission to the party, and which came in time. And the time they're giving now, we go ahead with the program. So I don't know which other consultancy did they expect you for one, sir.
No. Well, I won't take the time for talk. I just want to know where the problem lies within this, and I try for bring by Mahmoud for make in Kangi side of the story. I go try for contact the police again because if the police consult, because I understand say the police advise by Mahmoud and the organizers say make sure say them talk to the IG and talk to the judge and before ever then do this. So if they don't do all them things away they talk, so then later on the judge give another the people I see agree with that other day, then go stop that thing. Then there's something missing. That one that they try for understand more.
Okay, when you say something missing, make I tell you what's missing. Part of this whole puzzle. Now the fact that when people apply for muscle the opposition, that's all.
You mean the
police then go make a statement in that way for get that fine face to the people. As we know, Suvula, when at the IG, now a notorious liar. We don't see him, we don't portray him for himself. What we see him. And what we don't do at the judge by. Okay. You get me, eh? Mm-hmm. One of the incidents, for make I tell you, say is a pathetic liar. Now the fact that what happened in Belgium with the youth them. Now in talk say the reason why the police stop the youth them. Now Belgium not for sale now because that thief property they sell and they not get no paper for selling. But few weeks after, when they don't agree for me the SLPP candidates being a chairman at the same Belgium, the way it happened. The looted property where the IG saying that in the club was stop them not for the sell looted property, it allowed them to sell without any restrictions. Meaning this was a ploy. Anyways, more commodity. So if they tell that kind of face, they find for them. But we as the youth league, as a member of the youth league, I tell you clearly and I tell you with all authority, say we consult with the police. The police delay because they say they want to consult and get confirmation from the lawyers if we shall go ahead or not. And again, PPIC was consulted also, of which there was an engagement between executives from the youth league and PPIC in a meeting. All sit down, make up away, and they discussed it thoroughly. An agreement was reached. So I understand now.
So
and they come up with all this, surprising to me, because we all understand the situation we get in the country we like today, where everybody they try to make fine face because they want please you, the other one please. But APC has been a very, very, very supportive party to the SLPP with regard to the peaceful conduct and exercise and practice where with democracy and with constitution allow it to operate under. And we know they do anything where they jeopardize the peace of this country where we don't fight so hard for forget and we don't fight so hard for sustain and maintain. We know they do anything for jeopardize. And I make when they come again and revise their statement and say, hey, we are going to stop this, well and good. But what you understand is that the international world is watching and they are seeing things clear and they understand exactly what is happening.
All right. So I want to make say when some of within the broadcast, we have to play the neutral line and ask the tough questions. All right. So it don't necessarily mean say when we ask them tough questions and they will try for skill or anything, but as we owe that to yeah. So we owe that to we viewers for making them see which side the way they call it. So you were able to send me after the program. You were able to send me the documents, the clearance where the police give by Mahmoud and the Youth League. When I get them.
Documents, they under me control, but I will ask of them. Yeah, ask of them, I will get them, I will make sure they reach to you. That I promise.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for that, because some people then they ask that question, they say, where are all these written clearances or something like that? So now that make a just for Bashiru, he called the wrong Bashiru, he called the wrong phone. I mean cell phone he called so. Oh, okay, hold on, guys. Not to me, cell phone, it's just the ring. Alright. Okay. So now that we don't stop this, what's not the way forward before we go to the next topic?
The way forward of the mighty APC is very simple. We will go back to the development in this country.
Mm-hmm.
The international bodies, and all other related functionaries where they observe, monitor, support Sierra Leone in the democracy and the way forward of this country. We're peaceful towards we partners. And they engage them and explain ourselves to them again. And we all constantly they call on them for observe and monitor and may they continue for caution the SLPP. For me, the SLPP realize say, salon and one green salon we get. May not bring anything we will bring a problem in this country, or we will disturb the smoothness of democracy. And we, as a waiting party, as a party, political party in waiting, as a government in waiting, I can say with authority, we are the SLPP, we know make anything disturb 2023. I make not supportive of any violence, we're not supportive of any riot, we're not supportive of any something about coup d'etat, we're not supportive of anything where they reverse the democracy we don't fight for. And we call on the international community for me to come on board and continue for caution the SLPP, may they realize it's Salon big for we all, and as Salon and the laws of this country we for continue for support and uphold. And that's what I will get to say as my last word.
Okay. I think let me see. Bashir, you don't have the line.
Yeah, they are line.
You Williams.
Yeah, I don't listen to her.
Okay, so what's your question? What make you call in? What's your question?
So there's a lot of things William said. I'm not trying to dispute anything. The points I'm going to make here is bigger than one party. First of all, the reason why I have a problem, the only problem I have with Tuti the Talk, right, is that we always tend, and this is not directed at you, William, or...
Okay, hold on. William, see there. Williams.
Well, I get to not clear.
Okay.
I get to
okay.
Yeah, go.
But every time that type thing there happens, you get me?
Mm-hmm.
We tend for, again, SLPP also do the same thing. We tend to put the blame on the other political party. But the people that actually caused this thing is the Salon police. Why, if you did get a conference, it was a conference, right, William? This was a conference.
Yeah, it's a retreat, not a classroom. It's a retreat.
It was written.
A retreat.
A retreat. Again, it's a conference. What do you call it? It wasn't a demonstration. Right? So what makes you clearance from the police for host a retreat? What makes you need a clearance from police? Think about it. Okay? If you don't go to demonstration, you need a clearance from police. A retreat, a conference, whatever you call it. What makes you need a clearance from police? Okay? We've given, and also, let me say this. We've given police in Salon a lot of powers in the past to politically manipulate the opposition or other things, right? But whenever we gain a power, we don't try to change these things. We don't fundamentally attempt to change these things. Because it serves we, so we left them in power. APC was doing the same thing, trying to control what you do, not do, using the police. But when we get into power, right now, the same thing, when you get into power, Williams and other people will not try to change it. It says the government is waiting. When the government is waiting to come into power, they will not change it because it serves them. The police, you should never get a clearance from a police because you want to host a retreat. You get a clearance from police because you want to have a demonstration.
All right, let me give chance. Let me give William a chance to say something. William, go ahead.
Yes, I just want to support what my brother they say. The police, that is the way they do, actually need to get clearance for them. But what we understand at this country, I want to come with them 2 ways. The reason why I think to say, at the time it's necessary for call on the police, now for me to provide security. Because we believe that the APC say, no matter how we don't see the corruptness in the police, we believe in a function. Now make and anything what they do, we call them for the where they help we administrate. You get me? For make sure say the right thing be done. But now, these governments or governments in Africa have been using the police to muscle the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom and rights to citizens. Like my brother rightly they say. When you want to do protest, there are times and then you need for take off. There are things that happen spontaneously. You need to come out and the government understand say what is happening. We know even they land with time, we know one time and all that. But in Africa, more especially in Sierra Leone like today, if you don't go through police for make police give clearance, make police don't go ever give you clearance for protest against the government. You don't go ever give. You get me? So that's when the most school citizens them not going to come out and express themselves. And that's exactly what the SLPP do. When APC didn't have power, SLPP we see when they come out, they all a placard, go na court, go na this, go na that. We see when they come out waiting resistance movement headed by the now anti-corruption commissioner. When they come out treat the parabilets all over the place, with placard say people in the suffer. You get me? When I'm not sure they see the suffer right now, but then they say people in the suffer. We see all of those people, we never try for muscle them, we never try for suppress them, we never try for use the police against them. But these people don't believe in themselves, so they go for use the police against them for suppress and marginalize the people of this country. Carry on, sir.
All right, so Bashir, you get 1 minute. Let's move on.
This is what I believe. This is the same thing with violence with police, right? It's one thing most Iranians will agree. APC, SLPP was supposed is that we police for the most part have become political tools. Okay, and if you want to change that, you cannot do it by blaming the other political parties. We have to find a medium where we fundamentally change the role of our police. But when APC can have power, will blame APC. When SLPP can have power, will blame SLPP. You get me? Guess what? Guess who doesn't get blamed in between that? The police, who are supposed to be neutral in these things. If police and Salone they give pass against the sitting government when they demonstrate against her, what you make with the give them that role for make them give a pass? It doesn't ever give a pass. Parliament get power for change that. But what APC, if again, when I'm saying the government is sitting, when they come in power, if APC come in power, they will never touch that because it serves them. They don't never touch that. And this is what I have an issue with. Let's start to look at the police. How do we reform the police? But every time they sit in government, when they're in opposition, cry about police. APC, SLP was one of the biggest cry for police. When they kind of power, they never talk about police reform.
Well, one of the unfortunate parties, hold on, by the way, one of the unfortunate parties The police is headed by the vice president. You see?
Again, that can be changed by parliament. Parliament can change that. But that takes away power from you. That takes away power from the sitting government to say the vice president should not lead the police. Okay? But like I said, nobody did do them. Nobody did do them because they let that power there. They only the vice president decide what the police do.
Okay.
Right? So what that kind of power, they know will change that. The left and they away to opposition, but the center all you left, they will use that against you.
Okay.
This is what I have an issue with.
All right, by the way, quickly, go ahead, because we want to talk about the triple President Diogo Nagini, and I get some analysis on the Konadugu election. So, by the way, go ahead quickly.
I go and thank Williams of Stay Red Movement for the invaluable contribution we don't make on this program. We don't can throw the light for most certain things there. Exactly what I stand for now, you don't can, qualify now. What you mean they say is Bashir come very close to the point. But Bashir they shy away from the truth.
Hold on, you know they get you clearly. Hold on, let me see if
which area?
Yeah, hold on, let me see if that's go give we all right, talk about
the police then are law enforcer. And just they enforce the law. And when they can take the action, they always they reference according to the Public Order Act. Without enactor, I mean Bashir.
They detect controversial, but real controversial. They make the phone they detect, they shut them down.
Yeah.
Because they tell you the truth. Because now Parliament make the Public Order Act, all the police they enforce. What's happening at Putloko, just like any other thing, a pattern of behavior.
While we wait for Baburet, let me say this, okay?
No, just a moment. This pattern of order from above. Order from above.
I hope you continue with that. Not just left for all kind of power, on the left.
Okay, Bashir.
Right.
Hello, can you hear me, Bashir?
Something, I know they get some.
You say no, they get. I don't know what they go on with you.
Which area?
Well, now Bashir, because I want to tell you the truth, I make it put me off.
All right, Bashir, I just want to say something to you quickly.
Okay.
Why we discuss about your brother? Make I'm this way. You know, one thing people like always say in Salon is that politics, not for we, politics are the game, politics are this game, politics are that game. And what thing that happen over the years is that people like us, or people that really journey into this country, they relax and pull their hands and come up from politics, and they left rogues, and they left people that were not sincere to the cause of running this country or serving our people in place for one government. And several of these reasons don't make. Take today, Africa refused for go before. Because the right people with the right minds, they refuse to be part and say politics are the game, they don't mix for politics. And when the wise ones, when the sincere ones, when the right people refuse, what thing that happen are the wrong people, the criminals, the rogues like we're having now. Now then they come to a place of power. A person like me, the reason why I make you see, I do my business, I do my everything before ever APC come and all that. I'm not gonna APC because I want to get something. If I want to get something, they tell most people and me now after APC lost power. I don't switch go by under and try to forget from yonder. And if you talk about people, then maybe you go say I was inspired by people on social media. No, I mean inspire people on social media. Not to inspire me. So that means I've been into this and because we don't have the purpose. The reason why I make you come on board now because we see the way when this government they operate and the way the former government they operate. We know they say APC was safe. APC gets in short falls. APC gets in lapses. But when we look at we compare and contrast, we realize say, hey, what is happening if we not come out for talk, if we not come out for support with people, if we not come out for thank with people, it's a problem. I was an APC, I can't hide. Now I cannot come for APC because I want to create APC and for make a change we need to be inside. So I assure you. People like us are now inside the APC. And trust me, the changes we ask for, it will be something where we go get out this country by God.
All right, hold on. By the way, talk again back. Let me see. I think
that is pattern of behavior of order from above.
Okay, hold on. Now, let me see if we're the area now.
Mid area.
Yes,
Okay.
we get clear.
Okay. So,
the issue of the power from above, Naim bring trouble. So for expose back the SLPP, how he incapable of governing the country. Now, as William rightly say, Mahmoud no go doubt, no go mislead the party and the people and the youths of Sierra Leone for go take that venture there without getting a clearance. Me don't see over the media, then show the thing, the certificate from the police. I don't know say if they consult the lawyers there and the judge. That's where William can talk and so. After all of this, powers from above, just like how a magistrate don't grant bail to Kamareba, powers from above can hold on pop. They're not getting 30 days in a cell. This is what is happening with this government. Then they fire before their marks. Now so then they do. Where the coup happen in Guinea, then condemn. Later now, the president drag himself, he go pay homage. That is the type of government who get us alone. Then you don't do something before then think.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So these are the issues.
Let's talk now about the Guinea stuff because I get a few more minutes for Williams. Williams, what do you think about what do you think say Naim Madabio go do na Guinea? Because on CNN, Madabio he did na Dubai. The interview on CNN, he say the main important thing way he go do na Guinea, na something we get for do with national security. There are certain things we very much concerned that make it go and first priority now for go make sure say now the interest of the country. But in any case, we know say ECOWAS don't sanction this junta regime, and it happened for this Sierra Leone are part of ECOWAS. Why Madabio no stand with ECOWAS? What's your opinion on that? I just make a very briefly.
Okay, when they say, sorry, is my president, I recognize him as president in Madabio. But like seriously, when Madabio started to answer certain issues and the excuses where they give, it just like we picking the land for talk. Like seriously. Let's analyze this thing where Madabio say. We'll just take and say, what did they talk right? We'll just accept that. Let's use this example because me and I'm a Ghanaian, we are full of variables. But let's use this example. Let's say your house is quarantined. Your house is quarantined. Everybody inside is quarantined. And now me come out na neighbor, I want to go send you now because I want to talk to you. I got at the lead kind of compound. So I not for go with the authorities. I not for obey authorities. I will just march into the compound. I will feel because I want to talk to you. I got at the lead kind of compound. You know, I mean, I just a badge into una host. But all the quarantine, we don't put the laws in not to enter that place. Then security to mind that place. Then you will just badge as well, right? Because you got at the cancer, the lead cancer in your compound. So because of that, I need to just come into them without honoring the authorities. Now, if there is a problem with security, of which we don't know about, Yanga, me not you always mix up. Problem at the border, and I can't be a Yanga. You don't understand, say that there has always been an issue. And when the issue will happen, more especially quite recently, we not see the president shake. We not see the president talk. We not see the president say anything about that. Right now, as we talk, so you and him in absolute peace. There's no hala. This Dumbia Wale Dede as the head of state right now, we call him. Trust me, there is nothing where the right now we concern Sierra Leone State. So what is the edge, Madabio, at the time when the ECOWAS, as you rightly say, we are part and a member in ECOWAS. At the time when ECOWAS don't say the sanction this country. At the time, we owe you. Don't say we sanction this country. At the time, when the international community don't say we sanction this country. You get me, eh? This is, you know, Madabio, they always sell himself in the wrong way. They always sell himself to the international world in the wrong way. But you don't say make the bug me or the mourn me, because it will go down with Sierra Leone. Anything where they do wrongly, Sierra Leone they get the impact, the negative impact they affect we also. You get me? It's not because he says something that happened or security issues come up, we're so important. We have people to connect with. We have the Mano River Union. We have the ECOWAS. We have several other bodies that you can connect with. For good. You have what we call the Foreign Affairs Minister, for God's sake. I don't know what the use of the Foreign Affairs is that. I don't understand. Because with the system, we got a foreign affairs family. It's not a minister. A foreign affairs family of which any side the president will go, he in West and Peking all will go with them. You understand? A foreign affairs family, and all the get at DM and all that at the detriment of Sierra Leone. But anyways,
so
Madabio just expose himself. If Madabio wants to play the good boy game, say, you know what? Me as a president of Sierra Leone, I go mediate, make a guy for meet at peace. Madabio should have done this in 1996. Or Madabio for be an epitome of margin situations like this long since after 1996. But after Madabio had overcome power to a democratic dispensation in 1996, he was never called, consulted, or asked for making become an emissary, a person, or a tool what international world can use or talk to other presidents that you see for the likes of Obasanjo and several other people. Maybe they happen before Obasanjo if he can take up presidency again in Nigeria. You get me, eh? So, you know, share of Madabio because you know why making happen to Madabio? Because Madabio was given 3 months to hand over power to civilian rule in 1996. If not, he's going to be charged for high treason. 3 months.
All right.
3 months.
All right.
Get me, eh?
No,
because of this, I can't make a just plan. Because of this, he has no morals. And I say again, he has no morals. For making represent anybody but talk peace when it comes to a situation like this. And it should have been a tool. But now he used this at a wrong time. The guy didn't Sierra Leone down with him. And trust me, the international world to watch. And everybody will see clear what government they do. And trust me, it's the SLPP.
Okay. Unfortunately, we not get SLPP person where they can
Can I speak for SLPP? Can I speak for SLPP today?
Okay, go ahead.
Please let me speak for SLPP today. Because on this I'll do it today, William. I'll do it today. Okay? Because for the past, I'll say 3 years we're on the call into this show and speak. I don't say the same thing about APC. When I let for take them, will not matter, not mean nothing. Okay? When I try to make a big deal. Okay? The international community not mean nothing. I bullshit the neighbor. ECOWAS not get any power. Zero power. Zero power. ECOWAS. Zero power. UN, zero power for change government. Africa. Zero power. They don't get enough power for that. Okay? Mali, how many years ago so? Marcos, please answer me this. How many years would then just had a day? Also 2 years ago so?
Yeah.
Or a little bit over that. What is happening there? Nothing. What is ECOWAS demand for this new overthrow na Guinea? Are they insisting for reinstate the old president? No. Form a new government. Okay? You know what you do with that? You legitimize the coup. Okay? Because you're not saying we are not recognizing your coup. We need the old president back. You're saying go form a new government. Right? So forget the one that will overthrow. Nothing. Who's the overthrow this? Is the border between Sierra Leone and Guinea open? Is it officially open? No, it's not being officially open. And me to know say, regardless of who they make, okay, the trade between we and Guinea, the more important part is Guinea and Nigeria or Ghana or other Mexican day. So if you know wait for ECOWAS action, we're not take 2 years of Mali. It's not happening so far. And you go to they depend on ECOWAS action. It will never happen. It will never happen for actually effect change. Right? You don't go sit down and you need to go try to walk and 10 way forward for make to open the border and make you start for actually live with life. Because guess what? The way is going to be in Guinea. You let her, you know, like her is there. Okay? ECOWAS will never do anything to actually affect change there.
All right.
The guy invites Mada. Okay? What Mada just grab into the invite her.
All right.
It's not a big deal as APC one maker. It's not a big deal. ECOWAS will never change any government in Africa. It didn't happen because they're all crook. All the ones is done is all crook. They don't never change crook government.
Okay.
Let her come in.
Before Williams, before you come in, hold on. Let me give 1 minute to Bible. Go ahead. Hold on, Bible. Let me make sure. Then they hear you. Yeah, go ahead. 1 minute.
Oh yeah. Well, What's Madabio go do na Guinea? One, in foreign minister, I don't know if he forgets, say in foreign minister, now first condemn the coup before and decide for good day. Believe me, what them brad and go do na Guinea, not to anything genuine or in the interest of this country. Now element of now rogue element them, then go find a way how then go they bust the sanction in case they because they are cash trap, they don't get money, they're not able to run the country. Then they look out for another partner, how then go they bust international sanction. But should they underestimate the international body? They're very slow for act. But when they get for slam sanctions on the junta later, and the sanction begin they bite. Then at that time, then they use the rogue state, the power government for go they bust the sanction, then go they import oil and through there then siphon and they bring a Guinea. I think at that partnership then she say, hey, what's not the wisdom behind for go secure national peace on a military junta where in power if people like fall sit on na hammock in all certain aids. So I don't know why the president not been done lock where seemingly a constitutional government be there in power, make except when there is a military junta, he try for can negotiate. Believe me, what it then thereafter is nothing short of a rogue design for both the sanctions there.
Okay.
I make them go there for.
All right, thank you very much. And Williams, you get 1 minute quickly. Let me go to the last topic.
First of all, I just want to tell you, brother, we willingly decide on behalf of the SLPP. At least we get somebody we at least attempt for represent them. Now, look at just say this. Not because a country gets law against rape. The law they're not fighting means it's to do with. Do you get me? Let's say West Africa and the international community able to do nothing for change the government. But that doesn't mean you for bypass a rule where don't be set against this particular government. You get me? That don't mean say you for do something where they undermine the regulations set by the international community or by ECOWAS against the particular government. A government where, as we brother just slightly say, you don't foreign affairs minister where they represent your own government that condemn already. So meaning you are a condemned system of governance or governance. We undermine your own position inside the ECOWAS, where ECOWAS can prove a unilateral or a one voice against that particular system. Whether ECOWAS decide for reinstate the whole system, whether ECOWAS will ask for a new government system for this setup or whatsoever it is. Now when you say ECOWAS will change government, ECOWAS don't change government. They don't change government as alone. We see the likes of Johnny Paul Koguma will be changed again with Jan Kabay again. After he was taken out of power on the 25th of May, 1997, on the 10th of March again, 1999.
ECOMOG was already in Sierra Leone. They did not come to change government. They were already in Sierra Leone. So don't
come with Tijan Kabay government. I talk about, come here. I talk about the Tijan Kabay government.
ECOWAS not sent troops for can't change government. They were already in Sierra Leone. That's what they were able to use to do that.
And they go again.
Okay, let me ask a question. The last question. Let me ask for Williams. Williams.
Yes.
This question for you. Let's say,
go ahead.
Madam now somebody we I don't say weak. That's definitely. But let's say, if Madam found say there is something national security. Let's say what is talking to true, but let's say it is true. For say yes, indeed, this they affect the national security of the country. Do you approve Madam for ignore ECOWAS and go to them people and they for go negotiate on behalf of Sierra Leone?
There is issues like that where they affect with national security, more especially lives of Sierra Leoneans. I believe say yes, but through system, we have what we call the Mano River Union, when a committee of them countries they are going for be consulted. Because if one country they do anything where they affect the other country, the first point of call the Mano River Union also uses everybody. That's the first point of call. So when Mano River refused for honor, there is another body we call ECOWAS. But let's say you ignore ECOWAS. But you can't ignore Mano River. Because the reason and the purpose why they set Mano River Union, now for mediate between the countries there, make sure say peace, cohesion, trade, and every other good thing continue to exist between the countries there. So if there are issues like issue of national security, I think this is your first point of call is a Mano River Union.
So do you think hold on, Bashir.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, but Bashir, hold on. During the interview, Madabiyo say before he even take that action, he consult other friends there, especially the one that we share border with Guinea. So I believe say now Liberia they talk about. So you not trust and you not believe say he actually consults the Liberian president.
Liberia president, I'm not going to deny that I was there. But that doesn't mean you consult Mano River. What are the reasons we make? Please make a line.
Hold on. Yeah, translate quickly. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't dispute the fact that the president not consult Liberian President George Opuria. I don't dispute that. What I'm saying here, we have a legal body where they exactly the reason why make it exist. Now for situations like this, exactly in that when at the Mano River Union, the exact reasons. Now situation like when it comes to insecurity or border disputes or situations between the countries that will come with problems and for regulate peaceful atmosphere. And that's exactly the set them for. So before you consult one president or you consult the president of Ivory Coast because Ivory Coast is also part, you get there. Before you consult that, why not engage the Mano River as a body? Why are inclusive of all them countries that will tell us, okay, yes, we got to support, go ahead. Why not that?
Now we give chance to Bashir. Bashir, go ahead.
Can I say something here though? I need to come.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. When did Mano River supersede a bilateral problem solving? It's Guinea and Sierra Leone solve a problem to ECOWAS. You go to ECOWAS, you go to Mano River, owner fail for solving a problem. But the first step for every country for solving a problem, now a bilateral way first. That's the first way. You don't go to the UN because you somebody get disputes. The first thing first is able for resolving a dispute when you go to the next level. But so no, like I say, I'm trying to always be clear without it. It's very unfair. Yes, and let's say to solve the problem, then you move to another level. But this is a losing argument for APC. Now let's see. This is a losing argument for now. There's so many problems when I will argue with a win. This is a losing argument.
They are coming sharply. Quick. When you talk about regulation between countries, you forget say we get something we call embassies and emissaries where they will say them as ambassadors them. If it's a bilateral situation this and you know say there has been like what do you say? A regulation will don't be set by international community, they don't sanction this country and all that. You get your embassy, you get your embassy there. Why you not go through your ambassador for do that? The way to bilateral regulation. These are the These are the heads. These are the people where they head them departments there. You get there, and it not reach to any point because if you reach to any point where the president say and fit say, you know what, I need to involve myself. That for don't mean a point where we as citizens for don't know say there is security problem, and there is none.
Okay. So now when it comes to political means to agree. Okay, whatever was going on does it warrant a presidential involvement? Right? That we can agree. So I don't think it warrants a presidential involvement. But to say not to engage Guinea because ECOWAS don't do this, ECOWAS don't do that, I mean, I'm totally against that. Because at the end of the day, I don't tell this Michael will be with us. The reason why Africa they be in, okay, especially the reason why they be in. So dependent on international organization, when every international organization only look out for their own interest. They're not here for everybody's interest. America just allowed last week over 10 million vaccines will expire go to waste. Okay? If you care about UN, what UN they say? No, we depend, everyone depend on UN. Look for your own interest. You engage based on your own interest. Okay? But does it, essentially to this expo, does this expo warrant a presidential, not a delegation from Sierra Leone, but does it warrant a presidential level delegation? That, you can always argue. I don't think it warrants it. Okay? But so they say no delegation is needed or an engagement with Guinea means it's the end of the war because ECOWAS says something or AU says something. I don't believe in that because all those crap out there, they're all looking for
okay, guys.
interest.
Let's do this. I think so we don't exhaust this. One thing I just want to say the quick before we go to the next is Madabio is a weak leader. We all know that. Madabio sometimes I don't know how you think. Very weak. He's very weak. But if
as a weak leader, the party we don't have 2 times, they still try to hold on to power. That's what we call weakness.
No. That's not a weakness. That's not dictatorship. So, but a weak leader is somebody who not able.
You're weak. You're weak to accept that you have less power. You're weak to accept that you should just go live your life.
I don't have to go into details. So, what make I say Madabio is weak because number one, right now, even a wife overshadow him.
But then don't make a blanket statement. Don't make a blanket statement like that. Just leave it like it's a weak.
No, it's weak because number one, there are so many things where you don't prove say. Well, or maybe let's say you know weak, you know just care. So maybe down in the appropriate word.
Bashir, why on this context me they say he's weak? You foreign minister go don't condemn. It not take months.
Augustine.
That man don't hear it. The new president again, he don't hear what you say. They watch him before. The man go trust you.
Okay.
When the foreign minister don't condemn.
Hold on. We can move now to the Konadugu, but that's not my own opinion, my personal opinion I make. But what I want for say, even though it's weak, but the decision if he sees the national security of the country is at stake, and they support him 100% for making take the necessary action for make sure say nothing will happen. That's not the point I have been trying to make. You know, so at the support him if he want time for making grab, go do a bilateral discussion with whoever is in Guinea, because Guinea now we neighbor. In fact, there are certain places like between Guinea and Sierra Leone where people don't even know what's at the border because some places na Sierra Leone then they use Guinea money, some places na Guinea and they use Sierra Leone money. So things are connected that if something we know say now this it get for affect the security of the country and they support them, but that doesn't mean it's a weak.
How long MPRC rules alone?
Well, I know say they rule from 1992 to 1996.
But 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Every organization, I condemn them. Every organization condemn them when they overthrow. Everybody condemn them.
No, I agree. I agree with you, Bashir. Bashir, I agree with you. So I'm not here waiting everyone say.
Agree to that. I don't agree to that. I don't agree.
Okay, yeah. You opinion about it, right? You not agree.
I want to say, hello. NPIC coup d'etat was the most popular coup d'etat in this country.
Well, if you say that like Guinea, this man is also popular.
I'll just say, this one's Guinea popular. What I'm saying is that the international committee does not make decisions based on popularity. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't care about how the people actually feel. They don't care.
The international protocol say, however repressive or oppressive a regime is, the use of violence cannot justify its overthrow. Period.
What I'm saying, at the end of the day, countries have to make decisions for themselves.
Well, first of all, when we talk so the international community, when we talk about the international community, we live at the individual countries. The international community cannot exist without individual country because these are the people who represent the young country, and most of the thing where some people they don't understand. This international community they talk about, they are representative of the young country, not the young interest, and they look up to.
My brother, you know why Jamel left? You know why Jamel left? Because Senegal, who was a neighbor, said no, right? Do you think Nigeria can do? No. The neighbor that actually will feel the problem is the one that made the decision.
So first of all, we don't say this school,
not Nigeria.
This school based on what's down there available. We don't say France is handing at this school. Yeah, we know that supported by Winaya, within Naya, but that's okay. Now we end this one. Now we go to Koinadugu. We just want to get 5 minutes, Mr. Williams. So can we tell me exactly what happened at Koinadugu? Then probably after you don't go, they make some analysis. Go ahead.
Okay, one word. What happened at Konadugu? Now a broad daylight theft of the rights of the citizens of this country.
Robbery.
Broad daylight.
Yeah.
Ayampi Kukujumuku style. You understand? Dabaru system. Orchestrated by people within the administrative or within the ruling government of the SLPP against the people of this country, and more especially against the citizens and people that will reside now Ward 115 Konadugu district. This is a shame to the SLPP. Now, don't forget about the violence, don't forget about several other things that will happen. Let me just go to the results. And where I say this, I talk on the grounds of the report made by New. When a collective now organization way encompass of other SBOs them, when is a community based, sorry, CBOs them, where the mine election process will come together. And the reports where they make, we see vividly that the government of the day championed criminality, brutality, and disturbance to the election. We see them broadly. We come out this. Now, what happened where a shame to the SLPP, like I rightly say, and a shame to NEC again at the same time. Now, the first, now the situation where we get what we call the RF forms, where you do election, where now a data where then the collect or put all the data like the results by votes, by box, by this, by polling stations and everything, put into the RF form, of which a legal document where every representative they sign. The SLPP they sign, the APC representative they sign, every NEC official they sign. You get me? That I for sure you say it's authentic. And if anything in the RF form they were not authentic, you don't sign. Now, when I go to NEC for call the final results, more especially what thing for do with Ward 117, if I let you not go with the RF form, that's for sure you the game. They not go with RF form. They say they not go. Of which all parties involved, NEC always they give everybody involved as signatory. So when we go there for them to sign this thing, they pronounce a result in favor of SLPP, but all the forms them produced by the APC and by NEC themselves. Now the result will be now the fact that a number one was added to 25 to 55, 1.02. We don't get 100%, I don't mix up class ID. But what you do, instead of entering 45, for example, they entered 1 in front of the 45. And at the end of the day, you can add 100 votes to the SLPP, of which the APC already beat them by 96 votes. Now that particular word you. You get me? So that one way they add there, it just shows the one concept. And now, the report was made to next year, next month, the SLPP officials that were present, called for next for go ahead and announce the results. Ignoring. I want a party, let's take part by this. Ignoring. People are going to be there as observers, including you and other bodies there. Because the election was observed and monitored by TTIC, ONS, the British High Commissioner, officials were there, election conflict prevention and mediation. So
because of time, did the results reversed or it stay as 149 versus 139 or something?
The results not reversed. The APC don't decide for take this case further and for make we use with legal means for get justice for people and for me and go reverse. But as I said earlier, the SLPC, the next step went ahead. They announced the leadership of Bill. What action was taken against this NEC officials who were willfully disturbing something or willfully they teach the people of this country? What action was taken? Nothing. Weak leadership. If they get married about NEC now, they talk about the mandate from the president himself. But anyways, we'll continue.
Yeah, so
for now, the APC don't decide for go through the legal means for we could get justice for people, and that's all I can say.
Okay, I think say let me reverse. But what I want to say quickly before I let you go, this now kind of an experiment with the SLPP decide for experiment. So for the bigger picture, for the 2023 election, if we not strong enough for make sure say we deter some of them here, because like I agree with you. This now blatant robbery. This, you know, and if we will not stand, no matter what we think about the court, now we go to court, now we go loose. We don't have to say the court is biased, but we need to take this to court because this now an experiment. If it stand, the next election, when at the presidential election, we will get the similar outcome, and that would be very, very dangerous. So hopefully, we leaders that then will able to look at this and say, you know what, we are going to court, and like what and say so. Let them go to court. Then we go. Then we go with them call. But this is very, very dangerous. You're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to go change. Number. You know. So we just pray to God say we leaders that they're strong, then get the courage. For yes, we don't say now councillor's seat, but every position at that country is very important for everybody. When you see we win parliament, then go turn parliament, and that's why it left bothing, you know. So that kind of
I say something real quick before I get for less. I just say something real quick towards this.
Okay. Let me.
No level. I forgot to tell you to.
William, I actually want to make William read this before he lets go.
Oh yeah. It get about 1 minute or two. So quickly.
William, let us take me SPP app off, okay? This particular election, also this election, make another scoop on this election because this election not just another series of other elections. Then we will see small elections, then right? Councillors, this that. In areas then, when it's a strong goal for the ruling party, where you go forcing way for win. This type of election in the opposition strong goal not mean nothing for you when it comes to the general election, right? But then this habit, whether this wouldn't ferment inside my salon, in a sense. No, if you lost, like when I do, really, it tells you a story, but not so big a story. That's what going to happen, right? So there's no need to make an election like this. You go send ministers and you go cast bush for force a win in an area that was really, really affect you that much. So if you look at this, like I said, look at the bigger picture. Because now let's look just what happened today. They don't do this, even in the Western area or Western urban, they do the same thing in there. You go force for win election, then at places that we don't get the support.
Exactly. Okay. Now that make us say this now experiment.
It causes instability, right? It causes think about it. In the past 3 years, every of the election they don't end up with some kind of bush somewhere, some halala, sonko.
Okay.
Because you go force yourself to win, you feel free because you have power for lost election. You can lose that the opposition had in stronghold. It's totally okay. You lose the opposition stronghold. But we the party will get still say not for lose because they have power, not for lose anything. So everything that we fight for, we can make the same minister there for go participate in the election there. We can make.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Bachu. Williams, thank you very much for the program. Will you contact anytime?
I want to say something, sir. Before you close, please, I want 3 minutes of your time, please. The last word.
Okay. Well, go ahead. If the credit's done, so you can go just go ahead.
Okay. Firstly, some time ago I did an audio. I said this. SRPP, they come with different strategies and different style because of certain reasons then. We one of the new decentralization policy where they talk say political parties are not involved in council elections. Now only them through the local government for choose people them to represent the wards them. Where they get 2 games within the fight. Then also 2002 we need to get local elections. 1. Then also if they lost the elections then it will send a bad signal to the international world of the unpopularity within the country, which is very bad for them. Secondly, if they allow the elections and therefore happen multi-party way, they go expose them criminal habits and attitudes them. We go make 2023, then we will implement them again. We go again. I reverse 1 step backward. What will happen now Konadugu, now exactly what will happen in 2018, where we get election at this country, Ufa Ali pronounced results where go above the 100%. And again, Power don't pronounce that. We still a box them. And up to now, as I talk to they like today, up to now, as I talk to Ufa Ali and NEC refuse through under Ufali refuse to post the election result by polling centers up to now. The reason being, what happened na Konadugu is just an exposure of what happened in 2018. Now these people were busy adding one to every number. Now it make up to the today. And NEC refuse or NEC refuse to post the result by polling centers because he knows it. He has criminally doctored. They have criminally doctored the result of which come this way. And like I say to my brother, I say this thing not too important. It's very important. You understand? Crime are crime, whether big or small. There's no small crime, there's no big crime. There's no small sin, there's no big sin. You get me? And what them people don't begin to do, if we continue to allow them to do this, it will be bigger than this 2023. It's good that we see all the things there. It's good that we realize all the things there. It's good that we make so much. We build mountains out of those things called mole hills. But these no more hills. This is very important because these are time bombs where they undermine and push down with democratic dispensation, as I can always say in this country. You get me? And the SLPP fully knows the 2023 is a loss for them. And activities and events like this don't happen under we know if we know. But thank you, we don't see and elect today now. And by God's power, we assure the people of this country, APC, we will continue for defend them, we will continue for defend and vote them, and we will continue for stand by with people in this country. That's all I can say for now.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So, experiment. The experiment where the SLPP, maybe I don't expect the SLPP they even doctored in the results because everybody knows they're not supposed to win their areas and they what maybe they expect for like what they do now constituency 110 for make them able for boost up their own vote now the best because now I think it's now the best effective strategy where they're supposed to do not like winning then they now the strong goal what they expect for win like Kailahu but we they feel happy even if we lose if we vote go up. Because, as I said so many times at this program, the country is evenly divided. There is no party where we will able to win election just with your support. It must get for tap from the other side. So now that make it very important for boost you vote now the other side, now the stronghold of other side. Not necessarily you get for win something there, because it just take about 92,000 votes we bring Madabi to power, and most of them votes then they come up from the north. You know, so but okay, Williams don't go already. The Canadian don't, so Williams don't go already. So these are some of the things where they try to talk about. Before I bring Bible, I want to say something very important, or maybe let me bring Bible then I'll go do it later. Bible, go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Mankota, once more. You see, like how Williams say, he say na disgrace. Me go add something they na hacker. I ain't come up behind them. For more no say them the SLPP no go ever win genuine election at the country. Then they thief the country money, then they thief vote. But what you would say now is this last one with the evidence where the APC don't get. Now they don't would they tell the people and us alone and the whole world say the SLPP is incapable of conducting free and fair election in their country. So therefore, would they ask ECOWAS or the UN for me and can conduct the election at the country? We know they ask for too much, but that is what we want. Why are they say so? According to Dr. Dennis Pratt, he said 94% of the staff na NEC now from one tribe. The person will come with that pattern, that behavior, that systematic pattern of behavior for put a particular set of people in. We'll get something in common. One for defraud the country. Oh, notice, let's say, person at the president. It is cause to fear. So therefore, we are in 94% of the staff. Now, NEC. The hell, according to Dr. Dennis Bryce, the chairman of the NGC, the audio they did, and I make that statement there. So that they not a light statement to not for nothing why they do so. Now for them kind of practice there, make them go they add number so that them brother they get on due result T1 they not get. Now thief then they thief. And this now very sacred thing. The vote is sacred. Now me whole human being, that franchise day. Now he make me a human being. For me person go chief me vote, it's like he chief mortal man. So it's a very, very dangerous thing, you know. For me, you know how many people that would not die for the voting rights? Say in America, you know how women they then suffer until 1920 or 1921 in America before they get the right to vote. What people in a salon, you know, slavery, how team in don't come, we try to get with independence. People and the effort they go and vote for, only for if I can't chief me vote. Why don't put me vote? He go give vote on all right. Plus you want no one may rule me. He can't put and tap me. You know, they afraid God. This is the reason why we suggest say, may ECOWAS or the UN body can conduct 2023 election. Otherwise, that institution, what they call NEC, will get 94% of a particular tribe in that country they now they dominate they will not trust them any longer. So we talk now for me the whole world here we say this is what we stand for and this is what we are looking forward to. We don't trust these people here. This SLPP government then get credibility deficits. We don't trust them any longer.
Okay, thank you very much. And first of all, I just want to thank Williams from Stay Right Movement for kind of the program for discuss so many things that we vital in, with democracy. And I also want to thank Bashiru when a contribution at this program so many times. Okay, let's put aside the halaki tampering of the election. We know say that it was very clear because, like what William say, everybody knows say everybody will follow elections. When don't count, when I get the other forms, when each political party will participate, if they look at the figure on both the parties, them whether it's correct, if they're all satisfied, they sign that form day, and that form day, then give one, then give the other party one, then next left with one. So I not just see how it was so possible for a NEC official for get the bold mind for go change the number. The only thing we are the suspect is now a test to make them see how it go hold. Now that make I talk earlier say it must be an experiment for see waiting at the outcome. You know, and it is unfortunate that we decide for destroy the young democracy we're gonna that country. If right now democracy is too young, and now we're able for shape and the way we want for shape them. If we shape and crooked, we don't mature, it crooked all the way, and that's not go augur well with next generation we get for camp. Now, having said that, I was not even expecting the SLPP for fed so hard for a councillor seat for even go to the extent for for cheat on that councillor seat. But in any case, that's fine. Now, I come to the results based on that Saturday day. I been try for telling us saying we look at the result and try for make a strategic analysis and see what thing happen. If you now remember in 2018, that particular seat chairman, what they called him, we been get about 27,000. I think 2,700. Sorry, 2,700 votes. We SLPP been get about 2,000 votes. So we've been win SLPP so much. No. 20. I think about 27,000 votes. I not get the record now again. Yesterday I have been trying for look for make I able to get some analysis. But I think we win. We actually win SLPP about 2,700 votes actually in the constituency. And that particular councillor seat there, we be win them by 700 votes. So 2,700 and 700, the chairmanship and the councillor seat. Now, when you look at that and compare to this, me always like for see the holes and try for show we leaders there for let them block that whole day. That's my responsibility down there. We lose this particular we go down on this election, yeah. But maybe because now election way now impromptu elections, right? Not like the regular general election. Maybe now that make we lose then can vote then they. But we need to do a little bit more chance because that if we only gain SLPP, I think in about 100 votes or so, which is very, 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 very troubling because now we will stronghold down this. So we need to mobilize people there more. And I would just want to thank then Kelfara Mara. We work very hard for make the people then come out because a lot of people they sometimes are afraid. You know, anytime we get together, if you say something that happened, but this is something that the leadership need for take a look at. We actually drop in votes. What make another one for conclude say that's not a bad thing totally is because of the circumstances now impromptu elections, not to the regular general elections. So maybe people do not get the appetite for just votes. So, but that's a very important factor where we leadership support for look any side way that we stronghold. Let we try for maximize the vote who they get the next coming election pass in 2018. If we able to do them, definitely we will be succeed. So by Bure, and I just want to thank let me really call one person say something we are not able for comment on. There are so many comments, we not to every comment. So they are wanna forgive me if I are not able for read the comments aloud. Ibrahim Fofana says Mustafa Y was a regular contributor to this program during the APC regime. Now is MIA because his party is pulling the strings and brother ambassador. You're right, my brother. Actually, Mustafa Y was not a regular contributor. I think he can at the program one time, the time when they get the Constant Sierra Leonean, where they being demonstrates now Washington. I think he might have been the secretary for that Constant Sierra Leonean. I interviewed him during the demonstration when a live interview been there. I interviewed him, and I think that was it. Mustafa Y he gets he been get another platform where they call Mamba TV. He been the doing stuff them, but Mamba TV for them or just collapse. I don't know what happened when it collapsed because now being one of the two most popular platform they are doing the internet day, Mamba TV and the TPN. The TPN was actually older than Mamba TV. Actually, Mamba TV was an inspiration we then take from the TPN, but then use them because we not been actually a radio station originally. We're not being go video, so we're not being do television, but then use the what they call because the man way not a friend, but like what he talks to Ibrahim Fofana, you see what happened with the SLPP. The SLPP are very, very then they in a very, very tight position. I guess some people them, I did talk to some of them because some of them will be in the camp. Not of course they're not one for camp, but what think can happen, the kind whole way the SLPP, the whole rice is very, very slippery. So most of them, they say, "Now, no go talk something where them can't blame me for what happened." And then, but some of them, I can contact them for example, if I want to get sources from the SLPP, I can contact them. Then can tell me what then get for tell me. But for Kana the program, then they afraid. To be honest with you, then they afraid. Now the problem that on the way, then they afraid for Kana the program. People like Mustafa Y. Well, we all know what's in the problem, right? So that's not the thing number one I want to say. And I know say Michael Coca and Musa Conte and all the other folks there, and they can argue na the comment section. Why we not continue for argue, but unfortunately we don't reach to the end of this program. I will try for contact by Mahmoud and try for Blankam na the program. I will also want for get an information from the police department for this because this is very, very disrespectful. If you not don't give police clearance for make the APC Party Youth League for make them good conduct, what will happen? Why it change? So we want to dig into that. Hopefully, we'll be able to get
order from above. Order from above. Order from above.
Yeah. So we want to get that information there. For say yes, this is what is going on. Some of them they're very bad. If we don't get that one, we all know say the APC party they under injunction, right? If we know that, we not give them hope for say yes or not, we do this. But that again, prove yet for say yes, indeed that's the case. Like I tell you now, that what I get yesterday from new sources, like I tell you now, Williams income with another way them call we will get for investigate. So right now, that one I get so. But I want to thank you all for continuing for please, if you want to be part of the program, you can call in, you can comment like the other folks that within the comment by the section. We get two way how we broadcast live. We get Facebook and we get YouTube. All them people and that make you they see some people that are YouTube, some people that are Facebook. Some of the comment them. For example, this guy this guy will give them also. You see, it show you say yes na YouTube na they comment come out. Facebook comment, you get Facebook logo. You see, na the side, you get Facebook logo. So now them two platforms that they with the broadcast. Now that makes sometimes some people then know they probably see what thing they go on with the YouTube or Facebook. You know. So, but I just want to thank you very much, Cyber. Thank you very much for coming to the program again. Now one person we don't missing. I don't know. I don't try for reach out. Just not because of the program, but when a commentator just disappear, you concern for him. You want for reach out to him for make you see what in they go on. I probably go listen to him when Mr. Kabo, I hope say you okay. I text you, I try for call you, but you phone day off. So I hope say everything is okay. Just reach out to me for make we know what in they go on. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. We will see you now. Yeah.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah. So we will see you back next week, the same time and the same place.